What's up, friends? Welcome or welcome back to 9 3/4. It's Carissa. If you are new here, hello. That's my name. My name is Carissa, but my channel is 9 3/4, a place where I want to bring magic to your life and ignite what lights your fire in your soul. What lights your soul on fire? Wow, I totally butchered that, but yeah. Well, basically, I've been feeling so disconnected within myself and feeling so out of tune and things like that, that I've figured out it was because that I have been really trying to fit in when really my channel is a place for me to be me and for people who are like me to find me and feel at home. And I hope that that's what this is for you. Place where you can be you unapologetically, feel totally accepted here and loved here and seen here, and just understand that you have magic within you and you need to just really unleash that to the world. Don't be afraid to hide it anymore. There's none of that here. This is all about you finally letting that loose, lighting that up within you, and all of that jazz. So without further ado, though, I want to bring you today's reading. I felt really called to do this because I had a very deep meditation with my spirit guides, and I wanted to bring this to you as far as like how is your luck changing? And so I have these cute little froggies that I have been winning these cute, if you're wondering how I've been getting inspiration for these pick a group items, it's from Fun Factory. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'm sure if you're overseas, you guys don't know what that is, but here in the US, we have like a kind of like an arcade place where you can go and win these little item trinket things. Sometimes there's candy in there, but it's like a claw game, and you pick the claw up. You know, if you watch Toy Story, you'll know what that is. So they pick up those green alien guys in the Toy Story movie, and they're like, the claw. Yeah, that's that. So that's where I've been getting my inspiration from. I'm sure I've babbled for far too long, but let's just jump into your pick a group section and get started. So starting off with group one, I have revealed your card, so you can pick by the card or the froggy. So this is a pick a frog group selection. I won't be showing the card up close. You can kind of take a peek here. It does say Divine Matrix. Group number one, you have this cute little purple froggy. Group number two, you have the teal frog. And yours says A Burst of Magic. Group number three, you have Tender Embrace or the pink frog. In group four, you have the green frog or Great and Full. So, as usual, guys, go ahead and pause the video here. Take all the time you need to go ahead and pick the group or groups that you feel called to, and I will drop the timestamps down below and meet you there. What's up, group one? If you chose this purple frog or the Divine Matrix card here, which is also number 44, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put your froggy right over here. He actually sits up like this, so we're going to sit him up like that next to our Mandarin group. And I'm going to tap right in. I have a couple of other pre-shuffled oracles for you before I shuffle out more details with tarot, of course. But I really wanted to tap into your energy first before we start channeling from the cards. What I'm really getting from you guys here with this Divine Matrix and your purple frog here is that you guys are waking up. I feel like how your luck is changing is that you're really starting to see things that you do are really do matter. And I don't know if it's because maybe before you could have felt like, you know, what you didn't matter, or that people maybe have discarded you as, you know, unworthy, or you may have felt unworthy in certain places that you have either worked or certain communities, things like that. But what I'm hearing is that it's not that you were unworthy or not enough, not good enough, things like that. It's just that these people who were around you could not appreciate your value, could not see your value and what you were truly meant for. They're not your people. You know what I mean? How can the star fit in with all these squares? You know, of course the squares are going to look at you and be like, well, you don't belong here. There's no way you can do what we can do because you're not meant to. You know, how can a stack of square blocks, you know, how are you meant to help them in that situation? You can't, because you're meant to stand out amongst the stars. You know, that's just not your tribe. And so understanding that what you do matters. There is magic and this essence within you that you're waking up to. And so really understanding that you are divine, you are a miracle, and your manifestations are just waiting for you to be claimed, waiting for you to go for them, and just trust how things are starting to unfold for you as well. So also with this purple energy coming out, I feel like you're starting to really, like I said, wake up. And I feel like this group, you guys could definitely be going through an awakening of sorts, and it could be like one of many. You know, you could have been already going through these awakenings, and of course, you know, it's not just one and done. We always have a multitude of awakenings as we go through the process. And the fact that you have the angel number 44, I'm sorry, the master number 44, this is really about your manifestations and also about stability and creating a foundation, you know, for your manifestations to really come through. So if you feel like things have been really stuck and stagnant, maybe moving very slowly, just understand that things like this, things that you really want to withstand time and be sustainable, really needs and requires patience and time, because we don't want to rush the foundation of it all. You know, if we just hurry it up and you rush it along, is it really going to be something that lasts, or is like the first storm that blows through going to just knock it down? You know, just really think about, like, I'm being called to share with you the story of the three little pigs for some reason, and it actually makes sense, so bear with me. But just imagine how, you know, the first two pigs really rushed through building their house using weird things like sticks and straw, and like just how quickly they rushed through it, and how easy it was for the wolf to just huff and puff and blow it down, you know, versus the third pig, who really took the time and effort to build their house with the brick and mortar, you know, like, and when it came time for the wolf to try and huff and puff and blow his house down, he was not able to. You know, that wolf could not huff and puff and blow his house down no matter how hard he tried, because the foundation was so strong. And I feel like that's what you really need to kind of understand with that. So it's interesting how that story came out. So I hope that made sense for you guys. But moving forward, though, into these pre-shuffled oracles, I do want to bring out, we have number 19, Moon Perception, coming out for you as well. And we also have Happiness. This is beautiful. Okay, so how your luck is changing, group one, is that I feel like you, with this awakening that we had just talked about, is that your perception is opening up to really connect with not just your intuition, but also your emotions, kind of balancing that out, versus like maybe before you were really connecting to your logical brain, you know, really overthinking and overanalyzing certain situations, and really now being more in alignment with your heart space and what brings you joy and happiness. And I think that's really changing your luck. So you're coming into alignment with your path and ultimately finding happiness within yourself and in your life. You know, that's, all of these things are just coming through. So let's get a little more details here. obviously that's very vague, right? How is group one's luck changing? How is group one's luck changing? How is group one's luck changing? We have the Ten of Swords. Oh. The Seven of Swords. The World. The Hanged Man reversed. Oops. Ten of Wands. The back of your deck is the King of Swords. Okay, group one. It feels like you are definitely coming out of this period where you have been feeling very much in this space of seeing things through your head. You know, look at how many swords you have coming out here, as far as like the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and then the King of Swords in the back of your deck. Very much this ideal, like you have this very much in your head space, not so much connected to your heart, and it's about you not really wanting to budge or move or change your perspective about how you view things, and thus you are overburdening yourself. You are taking on so much responsibility, and I feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders for a lot of this. And it feels like, you know, sometimes people may, you know, the way you perceive other people around you may be like, you know, somebody is stabbing you, like betrayal, sneakiness, things like that. And it's often just about you releasing those expectations of other people and what you need to do for other people, so much so that you need to really trust what's meant for you and focus on things that you are meant to do for you. This is really about you understanding that the growth and the things that are happening around you are not in your control, and you can only do what you can do, you know. And so that is kind of like the important message coming through, is that you can only control yourself and the things and actions that you take and the way that you react to things. So with that being said, you know, it's about you shifting your perspective, shifting how you react to things, shifting how you take on certain burdens, certain responsibilities, and putting in place the boundaries that you need to have so that these things don't affect you as much as they do right now. Because I feel like you're being burdened by so many things, understanding that you're important too, you know, you're divine too. Like we talked about, you know, what you do matters. And so rather than being so infused with what's going on around you, you know, focus on yourself within and really just understand that when it comes to the conflicts that you have facing within yourself and things that are really just allowing yourself to be selfish. I think that the reason why you haven't done that is just because you felt like you were not able to, whether it be people making you feel guilty about this. Maybe you've been gaslit about these situations where, you know, why are you doing that? Like, oh, why would you do this to me? And make people making you feel guilty for choosing yourself over them, things like that. And you don't need to feel that way. With this Five of Swords reversed behind this, I feel like that's kind of what's held you back. And the way your luck is changing now is that you're starting to really shift your perception and really understand how things are changing for the better for yourself, and understanding that you matter too, like I said. And so if we get more additional cards here, how is group one's luck? Yeah, the Six of Swords. It's about you like allowing yourself to move in, allowing yourself to swim into calmer waters, allowing yourself to move forward in such a way that you can have your own happiness. You know, you are allowed to have this happiness and go forward and achieve what you are meant to achieve. The Ace of Wands, the Eight of Wands. Yeah. Finding that passion, what lights you up inside, and really coming in hot, communicating that with other people and letting them know, hey, I'm not doing this for you anymore. I got to focus on me, and allowing yourself that time and that energy to really just fulfill yourself, really just be happy with what you're going forward in and moving along in that path and in that journey. That's too many cards, guys. Sorry. How is group one's luck changing? Can you tell me a little more, please? Also have the Page of Pentacles reversed. One more, please. Whoa. Queen of Wands. I love it. Let me just fix these that flipped over. Back of your deck, we have the Five of Cups reversed. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys. So basically, what's going on here is like you're coming into this energy of finding what sparks you, focusing on what's bringing your manifestations towards you, and that's how your luck is really changing. For me, when I think of the Queen of Wands, that's really that like lucky, not just lucky. I hate when people just say, oh my gosh, you're so lucky, because it's not just luck, but you're also like such a hard worker. You know, this Queen of Wands, she doesn't just rely on luck. You know, she's not just lucky, she's also this badass bee who like totally does all the things in order to bring about this luck. You know, the reason why she's lucky and why she attracts all the things towards her is because she works hard for it. She puts forth that energy. You know, part of manifesting what you want towards you is also putting out the energy and attracting it towards you, letting the universe know, letting the divine know, hey, this is what I want, so I'm going to show you that by, you know, aligning my energy to this, raising my frequency and my vibration to this, like that shit is real. You know what I mean? And so I feel like if I'm speaking to you, if you're watching this, you're kind of like on this wavelength, on this journey to really understanding that and really seeing how that shit works, you know? And so I don't think I need to really explain that. But when it comes to how your luck is changing, group one, I definitely feel like, you know, it's about you communicating what you're so passionate about and really going for it, communicating to the universe, communicating to other people, whether or not they matter to know these manifestations, excuse me, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you're putting up the boundary, like, hey, I got to do this for me. This is my passion, this is my manifestation. This is important for me to line up with my happiness, what brings me joy. And you know, while you may be somebody who really loves helping other people, because I don't feel like you're somebody who just leaves people out in the cold. You're not somebody who just like leaves people high and dry. You're definitely someone who goes and makes sure their loved ones are okay. You know, with this Five of Cups energy, I feel like you just are always going back to check on people to make sure they're good. And you're just a very caring soul. And I feel like when you come into this abundance, when you come into what's coming, when you come into whatever it is that you really want to manifest and attract, understand that when you take care of you first and your cup is full and overflowing, you're able to take care of so many other people more than you would if your cup was empty. You know what I'm saying? Fill your cup first. then you go worry about other people. That's why, like, in the airplane, when they tell you to put your mask on first before you help other people, that's so you don't pass out from trying to help other people before you can put your own mask on. Imagine how many other people you'd be able to help put their mask on if you put your mask on first, versus if you didn't put your mask on first and you pass out trying to help. Maybe you help 2 people before you pass out, versus if you put your mask on first and you help like 10, 15, because obviously other people are helping each other, right? And those people who you've helped are now able to help other people, and it multiplies. You know what I'm saying? So that is like how your luck is changing, group 1, is that you're connecting, really awakening to what lights you up inside. I feel like this is just such a divine thing within you, and just awakening to you're like getting out of your headspace. Like, notice how up here this first drawing was very much about, you know, being in your head and taking on the burdens and responsibilities of others, and like reaching this point of understanding, like seeing how your world is really just, it's all about you and your oyster, and just connecting with your purpose and your path, and how divine you are and what your purpose in this world is, and like knowing that you matter, and like the fact that what you do can touch so many people and bring magic to this world, because seriously, that's what you're aligning to, and like shifting your perception to the energy of like really aligning to your emotional space and your intuition. So I know it's kind of weird to say like get out of your head, but connecting to your intuition, it's so different. It's so separate. Even though it's like, yes, it's in your head, it's so different than your analytical, logical side. You know, connecting to your intuition has a lot to do with feeling and emotion, and just tapping into that. You know, even this purple color, it's very much the color of your crown chakra. This is also giving me like third eye chakra energy as well, even though that's more like an indigo color, but very much being connected to the universe, the divine consciousness, and just awakening to spirit and things like that. So if you feel very called to do that, please go ahead and look into it. You know, asking your guides for messages or confirmations. If you have been feeling, if you have been seeing like a lot of synchronicities lately, pay attention to, you know, the feelings that you have, or certain songs that have been playing a lot recently, numbers that you've been seeing, you know, things like that. So definitely, I just want to finish off with these messages cards. I actually don't remember what these are called, but this is a great creator on Etsy. This is called the Dream Detective, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, Enchanted Art Oracle cards by Pettibone. So really awesome. I love these. Have a beautiful energy. So let's get you some guidance. We have share your cares. So group 1, you're definitely, like I said, you're somebody who very much keeps what you feel bottled up inside, and I feel like you toss your own emotions to the side in order to care for other people, when in reality you need to do you need to align with your own emotions and bring that out, you know. Advice and guidance for group 1, please. Well, knowledge and learning empower you. Actually, yes. So as far as like connecting to what you've been feeling very called to doing, especially with this Page of Pentacles in the reverse here, I feel like you've been pushing it down and maybe not really connecting to something that you've been feeling called to do lately. I feel like that's really letting you know that with this spark of passion, you're really going to start doing that. But just be mindful of, you know, the discipline required that you need to take on as far as like making this thing happen. You know, it's not just going to be magical the whole way. Understand, like, while you're connecting to your emotional side, don't completely shut off your ability to learn and things like that, like your thinking brain, if that makes sense. allow yourself, why did I say that word? Allow yourself to connect with what you are passionate about. Exactly. Pretty much what I've been saying this entire reading. You see what I mean? How beautiful these cards are. Let's get you a couple more. Advice and guidance for group 1, please. How their luck is changing. Ask your dreams a question when you need an answer. Yeah, so if you've been going through this reading feeling like, and I feel like fairies, okay, fairies may be significant for you guys as well, group 1. So if you feel connected to the fae, feel free to ask them for guidance as well. But I do feel like if you've been needing like some clarity on certain things that might be blurry, certain things that you might need help with guidance, where do I go from here? What should I pursue? Maybe you have 2 different options with the pathway. You know, ask your dreams, ask your guides to send you a message in your dreams, things like that. And you'll be surprised, you know. And if you're someone who can't remember their dreams, keep like a notebook by your bed to write them down as soon as you wake up, or like if you wake up in the middle of the night, things like that. And lastly, we have express your creativity in a way that is fun. So maybe that's a hint at like what you can connect with as well, but really doing fun activities, things that you think are enjoyable. I feel really called to tell you too, if you are somebody who really enjoys drawing, painting, something creative as far as like something that you think is fun, expressing your creation, especially if you don't, it doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be like an expert artiste, you know what I mean? But abstract art is very beautiful as well. So if you just throw a bunch of paint at a canvas, or even if you were to just close your eyes and just let your hand do whatever it wants to do while you're listening to some music, you know, I feel like that's really going to help you express yourself and open up some chakras and creativity, and let your expression really flow out as well. If you feel like writing, automatic writing, I feel like that's going to be really helpful for a lot of you also. It's okay to take your time. Don't worry about rushing through this. Don't worry about like, I feel so behind compared to other people. I feel like you need to understand like that there's a quote from Roan like about, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering it. I may not even be from Roan, but I think it is. How you don't need to worry about like other people who are in your space, you know, as far as like if you were pursuing, let's say you were pursuing a career in writing, okay, you feel like you're so behind compared to so many people in that industry, right? Because you should have started a long time ago when you're whatever years old. You need to understand that that does not matter, okay? It's okay to take your time, because a flower will bloom when it is meant to bloom, and that is you. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, group 1. I hope that this really helped you see how your luck is changing and how you're shifting and really aligning, and just give yourself grace, give yourself some patience, and allow yourself to really just be and let the energy and creativity flow. Connect again to what really makes you have this joy and fun, and just do you. Don't let anyone dim your light. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Please don't forget to smash the like button and comment down below, and let me know what this is, what you guys are pursuing, and I would love to hear all about it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you all so much. And let your magic out there and shine. I will also link my Patreon down below if you want to support me in that way as well. So we have exclusive content there, as well as our weekly energy readings. And those are not available here on YouTube, so thank you so much for being a part of my Patreon family there as well, if you guys are. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you watch this, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye! What's up, group 2? If you chose the Teal Froggy and this Burst of Magic card, which is also number 48, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put your Froggy right over here. Actually, I'm going to stand him up. He stands up better like that. But I want to have also these 2 cards here that we pre-shuffled. But excuse me. Before I get into those, I want to channel a little bit from what we have so far. So your group, I definitely feel like is starting to really come into your purpose. I feel like it's kind of similar to group 1, but this energy here is more so your luck is changing in the sense that you're going to hit this epiphany and like really connect to your higher calling. If you've been needing some answers, things like that, you're gonna start to get them, you know. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna really connect to that purpose or some sort of higher calling, and also just be really mindful of the information that comes through when it comes to the answers that you get, as far as like certain things that you've been needing clarity on. This blue is also making me think of course, the throat chakra. So I feel like communication is a thing coming in as well for you. I feel like your luck is changing in the sense that your communication, not just with other people, but I feel like with yourself, in terms of you being able to really express yourself in a more authentic way. And I feel like it has a lot to do with, like I said, coming into that higher calling, that purpose that you've been having. This burst of magic is just really making me feel like you're, like I said, just really unleashing this power that's within you that it's just been sleeping inside of you this whole time. And I think that for some of you, this could have been like something that you pushed down or pushed away, or maybe something that has happened to you in childhood or as you've been growing up that has been really traumatic for you, and or people have made you feel a certain way in which you felt like you had to push it down or push it away. And I feel like you didn't feel like you fit in. You know, I think that going into certain communities, whether it be, you know, certain groups with school or certain groups in like things that you felt really connected to, like certain hobbies that you really liked, and trying to you know, connect with those in those certain people in those hobby areas, or even things that you do for a living, things like that, trying to really find your tribe. I think that you just have never really felt like you truly fit in. You know, it kind of always felt like you maybe, you know, thought you felt, it's almost as if like you couldn't truly be yourself in those certain situations, certain places, you know. And I think that now it's like you're reaching this point in how you're looking at things now, and it's like, I'm over it. You're just done. And wow, look how big that flame is. That's crazy. But it's like I feel like you guys are Calcifer. If you guys are familiar with Howl's Moving Castle, please go watch that movie if you haven't watched it yet. It's one of my favorites. But he's just this flame demon, and it's just understanding how amazing you are and how you are just the brightest spark ever, and you don't need anybody to validate you. You don't need anybody to approve of you. You don't need anyone to accept you but you. And you know, if people can't see your worth or your value or just how magical you truly are, that's their loss. You know, and I know it's easier said than done, and you're probably listening to this like, you know, of course, of course, I can sit here and say, like, you're magical and you're amazing. And yes, you know, but I know there's this deep part of us within ourselves that really wants to find our tribe. And I feel like how things are changing for you is that you will find them, you know, but first, the way you get there is finding yourself and finding your purpose. And and that's how this is happening. You're unlocking that first step. And as you align to that, you're going to be like a magnet for those who are meant to be in your life. And it's like, it's going to feel like this amazing moment where you're like, oh my gosh, where have you been my whole life? You know? And I'm getting emotional because I feel like I can relate to this group so much. And I just never felt like I fit in. And I feel like here is a safe space for you to feel like you can fit in, and like you never have to feel like you don't belong or like you're not amazing or a badass. And I just want you to know that you are. So, moving forward, we have number 43, fifth house passion. This is amazing. Some of you might be artists, creators, and this is of all types. I feel like, I know this doesn't necessarily have to do with the fifth house, but I just feel like a lot of you may be drawn to, like, I feel like you are multifaceted as well. Since 43 condenses to 7, I do feel like there's so many like spectrums of you that people have yet to really see. And I feel like people don't stick around long enough for them to actually see that part of you, to really discover it. And those who do are the lucky ones. They're so lucky to know you. And just how magical and creative you are, and just how incredibly interesting you are. I don't know what other word to use, and I say it in the most loving and appreciative way of that word, in terms of like interesting, but I mean like versatile in the most intriguing way. And you also have fulfillment, and I love this so much. Feeling so full, so bright, so abundant, and like I said, just attracting all the things that you've been looking for. I think that's how your luck is changing, group 2. This burst of magic is just going to be unleashing within you. And with this lotus flower too, and the way that it blooms, it has to come up beneath the surface of the water before it can bloom at the top. And so that's a challenge in itself. And so understanding that, you know, you swam through that tough part and against the grain, you know, you're stepping outside of the box and really just doing things differently, and that's not a bad thing. You know, people may have made you feel like the black sheep or the outsider, but it really, that's what makes you so magical. That's what makes you sparkle. That's what makes you shine so brightly. And so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You know, that's why, look at how bright that flame is. It's just crazy how that just sparks something. I don't know, I feel like that's for you. With this fulfillment card, I do feel like you guys are definitely reaching a point of fullness and understanding, like, you've been putting forth the work and the effort and just aligning to the passion that you have, like what to do with your life. You know, what do you love? What lights your soul on fire? You know, what brings you joy? What do you really love that, you know, what brings that playfulness out of you? And I had a comment recently on one of my videos that was like, you know, talking about how they didn't know what happiness was. And I'm not trying to call anyone out, by the way, but I do want to touch on how I want you to understand that happiness is what you make it. You know, you decide what is happiness. You decide what makes you happy, and you decide how to get there. You know, it's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter, and it's not going to just be like a present, you know, although you might feel like other people are just handed these things and all of those, you know, it just looks like rainbows and butterflies for other people. It's easy to look at that, you know, on the surface, or like social media. Sometimes we perceive other people's lives as like honky-dory. I don't know what that saying is, but that's what came out. But really, it's just you have to understand, like, what people show you is just a highlight reel of what they want you to see. You don't know what goes on beneath the surface. And understanding too that we just need to focus on what brings us happiness. We need to focus on what can we do to better our own situations and our own lives, things like that. And I think that that's really about you taking a risk and, you know, this part of you finding that burst of magic and what fulfills you, what makes you happy. It's about you doing that, taking a risk, stepping outside the box, and being a little bit vulnerable. You know, don't be afraid to show the world yourself, you know, as scary as it is. And of course, I'm speaking to myself when I say this as well. So I'm right here with you, group 2. It is a scary thing to do, to put yourself out there and hope that people, you know, hope that you find the people that get you, and you will. So trust that, and trust in yourself. Trust in that magical flame that you are, you know, and I think that things will start to fall into place. So let's get you a little more details. I also want to touch on how this passion card talks a little bit about how sometimes you need to invest in things in order for you to bring about certain passions into your life so that you can make them like a part of your your job or your career. You may need to invest in material things, and you also need to be very disciplined in order to manifest what you desire. You know, really let your light shine. How is group 2's luck changing? We have the Emperor, which I should show you guys the cards better. How is group 2's? We have the 9 of Pentacles. How is group 2's luck changing? Justice actually came out reversed. Oh. 3 of Pentacles. How is the 8 of Wands reversed? And the back of the deck is the 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, so group 2, this is really about you guys starting to take on more of an authority in your life, stepping into your power, and really just understanding that there are certain things that you felt very much like, I don't want to say robbed of, but very much like, you know, I feel like a little bit of this energy, like you put out a lot of good in the world and it hasn't yet come back to you with the Justice in the reverse here. And so it's a little bit of this unbalanced energy. It's almost as if you feel like you're owed something, and I feel like it will come, but it's been very much delayed. You know, with this Justice reverse, I feel like justice is delayed, and the communication has been delayed as well. There's just this frustration coming through on your end. And I think that, you know, understanding that you trying to achieve this life of abundance and independence and really standing your ground. I feel like some of you may be wanting to really prove yourselves to people who really felt like, or maybe told you like there's no way you're going to do that, or that's dumb, you shouldn't do that, or it's so unconventional of you to be doing that, or people don't get successful like doing what you're trying to do. Why can't you stick to a like normal job, or go get a normal, like do a normal job, a 9 to 5 or whatever. I feel like people may have told you that, and like time and time again, it's like you keep your head down, you keep your nose to the grindstone, and you've kept on doing the things that you've been doing, and like you've been slowly gaining traction, or you will slowly be gaining the things that you've been looking for if you haven't already. I feel like a lot of you may have been getting recognition already for the things that you've been doing, if you have been working on some sort of creative avenue or something like that. Like I said, this is my group of like creatives, whether it be like artists, writers, you know, content creators. You might even be my tarot readers as well. Very spiritual type people as well. So just very outside of the box type of people, and amazing people at that, I will say. So, but with this Three of Pentacles, I do feel like you were able to, you know, start working with other people that you've been wanting to work with and things like that, but just not fully gaining the traction that you've been hoping for. And I feel like certain things have really piled up onto your plate in terms of like life itself, because obviously, you know, we can't just, the life of a creator, it's obviously something that takes a lot of time and requires a lot of patience and very little return on your investment in the beginning. A lot of times, you know, sometimes it takes a while before people really recognize your abilities or your value, your amazingness. You know, it takes a little while to gain an audience, things like that, or for people to recognize your work or grow your following, things like that. So I think that you've been overburdened with certain responsibilities, and it's really time for you to step into this magicalness of you fulfilling that. And I think that you've had someone in your corner who maybe has really supported you, but also at the same time, I think that this person has kind of put a little bit of pressure on you to really help step it up. And I think that it's been stressing you to not really be able to give as much as you'd like to, in terms of like, I don't know why I'm feeling like you haven't been able to contribute in the way that you would like to in certain aspects of like financial things. But let's get a little more information here. How is group two's, yeah, Four of Pentacles, very much like being very mindful of your energy and how you spend it, because I feel like there's so many things that you're trying to achieve and propel yourself forward, that you know you're only one person and you can only do so many things. So you're trying to be very mindful as to like what it is that you do and take on. King of Pentacles reversed, feeling very much like, don't worry about that being reversed, by the way. Just a little bit of frustration coming through, and like things not moving forward the way that you'd like. Ten of Wands coming out again. How is group two's luck changing? Five of Pentacles reverse. So very much like, I feel like this energy is moving forward. We're getting the changes that we want. It's like an ending that's coming. And with this 10 and 10 coming, it's like we're finally seeing the end of this frustration period. And I feel like it's like a long time coming. We've been like waiting for this to happen, and it's been like something that we've been, the Tower in reverse, yeah, it's been something that's been coming through for quite some time. I think I need to edit that out. So let's just get a little more information about this. So how is group two's luck changing? Can you elaborate? Oops. I lost it, guys. Where did it go? Okay. How is group, sorry, I dropped cards. How is group two's luck changing? How is group two's luck changing? Did I flip over something? No. How is group two's luck changing? How is group two's luck changing? Can you elaborate on how is group two's luck changing? Still no flip. How is group two's luck changing? The Eight of Swords. Okay. How is group two's luck changing? How is group two's luck changing? Five of Wands. How is group two's luck changing? Power group 2's luck changing. We have the Magician. Powers group 2's luck changing, please. Powers group 2's luck changing. The Ace of Wands. Love it, guys. I'm going to stop there. Oh, in the back of your deck we have the Queen of Wands. I love it. Okay. So basically, you guys, just to elaborate a little bit more, because I want to give you a bigger picture here, with all of this coming out here, as far as how your luck is changing even more so, as we talked about being frustrated and things like that, I feel like it's really about you understanding that it's really about you guys letting yourself, setting yourself free from the fear and the self-doubt and this anxiety that you have going on within yourself. Understanding that there is nothing for you to really worry about. You need to like let go of this conflict, and I feel like it's more of an inner conflict that you have going forward about like what it is that you are trying to achieve, as far as like I feel like it has a lot to do with fitting in or being accepted by other people. It's understanding that you are so powerful and so magical. You have the Magician coming out and the Queen of Wands, and I feel like there are two very powerful magical manifesting type cards in the deck. And I feel like with this energy of like Hermione and Dumbledore being here, I think that they're two of the most amazing wizards, and just understanding that you can really bring about anything that you wish, attract anything that you wish, and align to whatever it is that you are manifesting. Understanding that this magic is already in you, and like I said, it's just waking up that sleeping dragon, right? Understanding that you have this passion within you that you just need to wave your wand and let it out, and don't be afraid to do that. You know, with Hermione, she was so different from her peers because she was very much, you know, she was very much more outspoken, very much super smart, very bright. She wasn't afraid to stand out from the crowd, and look where it got her. You know, she became the brightest witch of her age. You know, she's just amazing. And so is Dumbledore. He was so different from everyone and became one of the most powerful wizards of all time. And that is very much the energy of you guys group too. I feel like you guys are so powerful, so amazing, and so incredibly strong that you have no idea just how magical and how special you are, and you need to like share that with the world. You know, don't be afraid to be different, because if Dumbledore tried to be like everyone else, do you really think he'd be the greatest wizard of all time? No, absolutely not. He would not be the GOAT. Absolutely not. And neither would Hermione. You know, if she tried to fit in and make everyone like her, she would not have been like the top of her class ever. You know what I mean? She would just be an ordinary girl, like, what's her name? I can't even think of the person I'm trying to think of. Like, she would be like a regular person, like Cho Chang. I mean, no hate against Cho Chang. I do like Cho Chang, but she was not very different in terms of like trying to fit in with other people. You know what I'm saying? So this is just about you standing out and being you, doing you, and letting your magic out into the world. She was like a muggle born wizard and did not give two F's about it. She didn't let that hold her back, you know? Sure, Draco hurt her feelings about it, but did that affect her abilities? No. She was still the top of her class all the time. Amazing. Incredible. And that's exactly what you need to understand, is that you're amazing and incredible. So let's finish off now with these cards here. Some advice and guidance for you guys. Group 2. Advice and guidance for group 2, please. we have celebrate the little things in everyday life. Yes, this is actually a bonus card in this deck. So I feel like you need to understand, like, as you're moving along in this journey, you know, it's been slow and steady, but understanding too, like, you need to celebrate your little wins along the way, because they are wins nonetheless. And as you appreciate those small wins, you will notice, like, more and more wins will start coming your way. More and more things for you to be grateful for and appreciate will start coming into your life, and they will be bigger. It's okay to have a voice and speak your truth. Exactly. 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 Let that light shine, group 2. Let it out into the world. Spend some time on self-care. Oh, yes. Do something for you. Make yourself feel good. Have a nice relaxing bath. Read a nice book under a tree, or in a bubble bath, you know. Something self-care. Whatever self-care is for you. I think everyone has a different form of self-care. We have only in the darkness can we see the stars. Oh my gosh, I love this, group 2. Seriously, sometimes we feel like, and I know, okay, I don't know if I should say it like that. I feel like sometimes we feel like the universe or whoever we believe in gave up on us. Like, we do all these things, we're a good person, and we put out all this good energy, and we do all the things, and we feel like, what are we doing wrong that we're not getting our manifestations? What are we doing wrong that we're not, you know, getting ahead, or that we're stuck here? You know, what's wrong with us? Like, why can't we propel forward the way that other people are, the way that other people who may not be doing the best, the other people who may not be the best of characters, you know? And we feel like we're left out in the dark. Only then can we see the stars. Understanding that we need to appreciate even the smallest things, because those can be the most important things in our life. And, you know, times in those moments, we have to understand that those are the times that we are the beacon of light for other people. So we're going to get you one more. Advice and guidance for group 2. Ooh. We have listen to your intuitive signals. They are real and will guide you in the right direction. Yes, so I feel you guys are very tapped in, very magical, of course. So listen to that guidance. The back of your deck. It's okay to take your time. Don't worry about rushing this, and understanding you are on the path that you're meant to, and it's unfolding the way it's meant to. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading, group 2. I hope this was enlightening and helpful. And yeah, I'm right here with you, you guys. I feel like I can relate to this group so much. So I hope that this was helpful and magical for you. You guys are incredible. And just know that you need to just unleash this magic inside of you to the world. And don't be afraid to let that shine out, you know? And yeah, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below. Let me know what's going on. I would love to hear all about it. Let me hear all my fellow group 2s out there. I love connecting with you guys so much, you know. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I'll also be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family there. We have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. If you want to support me in that way as well, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a magical day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. What's up, group 3? If you chose the pink frog and this tender embrace card, or number 22, welcome to your reading. I'm going to go ahead and put your little froggy right here. And we're going to just jump into channeling from this card and your frog first, before I open up these other 2 oracle cards that I have here for you in the tarot. But I want to say you guys have this energy of just, this card really talks to me about compassion and love, kindness. I feel like too, when it comes to this compassion as well, it's not just necessarily with someone else. Although I do feel like it could be, especially since you have this 22 here, it's a master number about really partnerships, duality, balance, things like that, choices that we have ahead of us as well. And what's really sticking out to me here is just the fact that there are two elephants, and elephants are just so, for me, divine and amazing, magical creatures, filled with this energy of memories and just warmth and power. And again, these are creatures that are very much that energy of compassion. And for some reason, I'm feeling like that. I'm feeling called to this scene from Jungle Book, where the live action one, where the elephants help Mowgli, you know, with the fire in the jungle. And it's just this compassion that they have in helping other people, other kinds, you know, and just they're amazing creatures that are filled with luck and prosperity and just amazing animals. But also just understanding how can you be more kind and compassionate towards other people and yourself, just randomly, not necessarily like with a motive, you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like we often do things with a motive, and I think we need to bring back more of that, like, kindness and benevolence into the world. So it's missing. But your group, I feel like, is very much that energy of like giving this kindness to other people so freely. Do you often give it to yourself though? You know, are you too hard on yourself? Are you often holding yourself to this energy of like needing to be perfect all the time? So just really giving yourself that grace, you know what I mean? Let's reveal your other cards though. We have number 34, North Node, Future, and Enlightenment. Beautiful. Group 3, you guys have very interesting energy. This is really about you aligning to your fate and where is it calling you to. I feel like these cards are so similar in the way that they look, despite the fact that they're from different decks. Being enlightened to what's really calling you to your path, your this North Node Future card. It's really about your fate, where your purpose lies, things like that. What is piquing your curiosity now? You know, it's about you really being enlightened to what is it that is calling you home. I feel like calling you to what you want to do, and also like understanding that if you have felt lost or impatient with yourself because you don't know, or you have faced maybe some adversity or frustration or delays in terms of like figuring this out for yourself, you need to understand like it's all divine timing and things are happening and unfolding for you just the way that it's meant to. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself patience and allow yourself that grace to really understand that things are unfolding just the way that they're meant to. You know, there's no like timeline that you need to be stuck to, or you need to do this by this time and this by this time. You know, don't hold yourself to that. Understand that this is also about you coming out of your comfort zone, you know, stepping out of that and discovering the things that really light you up and really just bring you joy and happiness. And like, for me with this memories card, I think that it's unlocking things that you have maybe forgotten about that you really wanted to pursue a long time ago, whether it would be like when you were a child growing up, like this is what I want to be when I grow up, you know. And then of course life happens, and sometimes we're told like, oh, that's not realistic, or you shouldn't, I don't think you should go for that because they don't make money, or because of this or because of that, when in reality, you know, you are meant to do whatever it is that brings you happiness and joy. Money isn't everything, you know. Certainly money can be made in many other ways and not just from one thing. And in today's society, people are making money from multiple streams of income and not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? So don't hold yourself to that line or that saying, whatever that might be stuck in your head, that what this particular career or job doesn't make money, but it brings you so much joy and happiness. Like, there are other things that you can add on to it to make more if need be. You know what I mean? But let's jump into a little more here. Let's get a little more information. What's can these cards show us? How is group three's luck? Well, how is group three's luck changing? We have the Lovers reversed. How is group three's luck changing? King of Pentacles. How is group three's luck changing? Eight of Cups reversed. How is group three's luck? King of Cups. How is group three's luck changing? How is group three's luck changing? Uh-oh. Ace of Cups. There we go. In the back of your deck with the Page of Swords. Okay. All right, guys. So this is really cool. So while I was talking about your purpose and your, you know, what you wanted to do and aligning to that, as well as like connections, right? With this tender embrace, and it can talk about partnerships and aligning to certain people as well. I also, with all of these things coming out, sorry, it's just coming out all at once, so I don't really know where to spit out first. It feels like how your luck is changing is like there may have been a certain situation or time where you felt like you made the wrong decision. You made the wrong choice. And it may have pertained to a lover of some sort, although it may not necessarily have to be a romantic partner. So only take that if it resonates. This could have to be with like a business situation. So of course, choose what resonates for you. But it does feel like you feel like you made the wrong decision. Like you walked away too soon. You parted ways too soon. And ultimately, you know, you made the wrong decision to walk away and leave this person and go somewhere else. You know, made a different decision to go to and switch up the direction and go another way. And I feel like the way your luck is changing now, it's like you're able to go back to that other situation or that other company, that other person. You know, this other opportunity is presenting itself to you and you're able to take advantage of it. And when I say take advantage of it, I don't mean like, you know, drain it or whatever. I mean it in the best way. You know, you're able to now pursue this opportunity once more. It's being presented to you in a way or where you can go down that path again, where you maybe felt like you regretted that decision, you walked away again like too soon. You're able to go back to it. You know, you're able to try again, that sort of situation. Maybe you turned down a position and or a job opportunity somewhere, something like that, or a certain promotion that you thought you weren't going to be happy with or something like that. And now it's popping up again and you're able to take advantage and say, yes, please, I would like to do that. I feel like that's kind of how your luck is really changing, group 3. So it's really exciting. I'm going to shift these over because I don't feel like I need to draw any more cards for you in terms of like how I've been doing the reading. This is very interesting. But I do feel like this is a time where your name is coming out. You're being chosen for this opportunity. This Ace of Cups here, this is the Triwizard Cup where they spit out this certain name and then your name is chosen for this opportunity, and that is you. You're being chosen for this opportunity. And yes, that's what's happening. You're being given this chance to go back and like, I feel like now this is because you feel like you also have more growth within you. You're more enlightened to the opportunities that you have going around you, as well as you are more grounded, more is advanced the word? More advanced, more mature, more emotionally stable, more just knowing where you want to go and where you want to be, and comfortable in the terms of like who you are and what you're doing, you know, just again giving yourself that grace and understanding like what we talked about and how you're being more grateful for everything and you're being more kind to yourself and releasing that expectation that you need to be perfect, you know, understanding like not everybody's perfect all the time, when I feel like you're down well close already. I feel like you do a lot of things for all of these things to line up, and I think you're being enlightened to the fact that, you know, you're doing your best and that's good enough, you know, not good enough, but like it's good enough, you know, it's understanding that you're worthy of this, you are enough, and that's amazing. That's what I mean, you know. And I think that too, when it comes to this, maybe we should draw more so that I can get you more details, but I do feel like that when it comes to this, there is so much that you're not necessarily giving yourself credit for when it comes to getting yourself back to this opportunity. Yeah, I feel like you maybe feel like you abandoned something, and by turning it down, like, you know, maybe things were not lining up and now it is, you know. How is group 3's luck changing? How is group 3's luck changing? Oh, Judgment. Yeah, you're hearing the call now. And it's like you're lining up to this energy of like, see, I messed up by doing that because I had it the way I was supposed to have it. But you are really just lining it, coming into alignment with what's truly calling to you, your fate. What is your purpose here in this world? And just understanding, like, with this 5 of Pentacles here, you're no longer being left out of the cold. I feel like because you made the wrong decision, you felt like, you know, things were not going the right way, or like you weren't making that much, or things like financially were just not happening, and you were like harnessing all this strength within you and just biding your time. I feel like not just biding your time, but surviving, making things happen, staying strong, doing what you needed to do to show up all the time and make sure like you were getting to where you needed to go. You know, I don't even need to draw anymore. But just understanding that all of these things were happening for you in just the way that it was meant to, you know. We're gonna finish with these cards, but that's how your luck is changing, group 3. Just really giving yourself that that compassion and that kindness and that grace and understanding, like you're waking up to this enlightenment to yourself and aligning to your fate and your purpose and your calling. You're being given the opportunity now to go back to something that maybe you felt like you walked away from too soon, or you turned down, or like, you know, almost like that energy of like, oh, people say like what's meant for you won't pass you by, but like, what happens if you reject what's meant for you? Then what's gonna happen? This is that energy of like it coming back around for you when you choose free will and you choose the other path, and what's meant for you was actually that other thing coming back to present itself again to you and be like, hey, do you want to try this now? Yes, I do. It's like you hearing the call, being enlightened, like, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Advice and guidance for group 3, please. And just understanding too, like there's so much growth that's been happening. Let go of perception. It's good enough, and so are you. Exactly what I've been saying. You're good enough. And understanding like you don't need to feel this. I don't know if it has to do with a title or what that makes you feel like this is not something that it wasn't for you or whatever, but understanding like it doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is what fulfills you and what brings you joy and happiness, you know? Choose what makes you happy. Exactly. Exactly. Group 3. This is about you choosing what makes you happy. Spend some time on self-care. Yeah. I feel like you need to fill up your cup a bit. It's feeling a little low. Time to give yourself some self-love. Something to raise your frequency a bit. Ooh, that was interesting. Advice and guidance for group 3, please. Make the choice that empowers you. Yes, exactly. I feel like this is such a powerful card coming out for you guys, group 3. Move this down. Don't let other people dictate what you should be doing. This is about your life and what you want to be doing with it. Take back that power. Empower yourself, because this is you. This is for you. You know? Listen to your inner music. I love this so much. It's your calling, your inner calling. Exactly. The back of your deck, knowledge and learning empower you. Understanding like there's more to life than what you think you already know. You know, I feel like empowering yourself by, I feel like with this knowledge and learning empower you. I think like, I don't know if for some reason I keep hearing podcasts. Some of you might have been listening to some podcasts recently, but definitely whatever this is, if some of you have been feeling called to listen to a podcast, go right ahead. But also I feel like some of you might be wanting to take on learning something new as far as like what this is. Please go ahead and do that. I feel like it's going to really empower you and make you feel like you can go after and do whatever this is, because you absolutely can. It's just about you choosing to do it, choosing to give yourself that power and understanding that you ultimately hold that power. You know, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is your life. It's my life. That's a song that's coming up in my head. It's now or never. So I hope that this reading was very helpful and clarifying for you guys, group 3. But that's where I'm going to leave it for you. Yeah. Please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below. Let me know what this is. I'm really interested if you would like to share with me. But yes, I love connecting with you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being with me. Look at that flame burning so strong for you guys. This magical flame. And just, you are magical and so special. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. I will also be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. And yes, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a magical day or night whenever you're watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. Up group 4, if you chose the green froggy and this great and full card, or number 4, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put your froggy right here, and we're just going to channel from this card and the frog first before I open these other 2 oracles that I have here for you. And right off the back, you guys, I'm getting bats. Whoops. Okay. I feel like you guys are really coming into a time of your life where there's so much, I don't want to just say luck, but like I feel like sometimes when I say lucky, people can say, what's the word? I feel like sometimes lucky gets a bad rep, you know, because like people are like, I'm not lucky, I worked really hard. And I'm not saying you didn't work really hard, you know. I want to tell you that of course you worked very hard, but also because you worked so hard so far, you're also drawing in a lot of lucky energy, you know. I feel like this is really about you guys understanding too that, you know, with this green energy, there's so much of this heart chakra energy coming through in your reading that I feel like there's so much gratitude and love and compassion and just really accepting and a lot of healing work that has been done on your end. And because of all of that, because of all of this healing and love and just accepting of yourself, I feel like more so than anything else, I feel like that's really opening you up to all of this abundance coming your way, all of this prosperity, all of this luckiness coming your way. You know, you're not just attracting the abundance and prosperity that you've worked so hard for, but also the good luck, you know, because obviously like attracts like, right? And when you're doing so many good things, so many amazing things like love, and you're leading your life with love, you're going to attract good luck, you know? And so with this green frog here and your great and full card, I feel like you really set yourself up for this, you know, you laid like such a strong foundation for your manifestations to come in on, you know. I feel like with this great and full card, your cup is overflowing with love and compassion for yourself that you're able to now give it toward to other people. You know, I think that with this gratitude, you know, you're understanding like you're enough and what you have around you and within yourself is sufficient, you know. Understanding like because you understand that you are enough and what you have in your life is enough and that there's enough for, you know, in the world to go around, not having that lack mindset anymore. Your understanding of that is just the growth that you really needed, that is bringing in all of this abundance, all of this. It's like a ginormous magnet for all that's coming towards you. So I feel like you really unlocked like this new level, you know, this huge level of just magic coming in and understanding that, you know, because you've released attachment to materialistic things, like finding satisfaction in material things, you know, like, oh, I'll be happy when I get this amount of money, or I'll be happy when I get this amount of subscribers, I'll be happy when I get this amount of, or this whatever car, you know, or this whatever apartment. You release that attachment of whether or not you get that manifestation. And because you release that attachment and understand that like you are grateful regardless of if that manifestation comes through or not, you're going to get even more than what you've manifested or what you've been trying to manifest. And that's the crazy part. That's the magical part of this whole situation. And that's what this card really talks about. And I think that another thing coming through is that you don't compare anymore. You don't compare other people's situations, other people's stories. You've really learned and grown with that. With this green, it's just so much growth that is happening. So that's how your luck is changing. It's just this lucky time of like you coming into this maturity and this love and leading life with that. You have number 40, second house resources. That's amazing. I feel like your resources are really going to be overflowing and abundant. And you also have flow. Wow. So yeah, definitely a lot of this flow coming in. Look how calm the water is in this picture as well. I feel like you've already overcome that storminess or those rough waters of like, you know, awakening or obstacles, things like that. And not to say that life is going to be perfect, you know, because of course life is not perfect, but I feel like you've overcome so much so far that this next how your luck is changing is now like the calmness of it all. Now it's like you're enjoying that time where you've worked really hard and you've overcome that stormy water, and now it's like smooth sailing from here, you know, until the next level. You know what I mean? So let's get more information here. Also with this resources card here, the second house, I do feel like it's about you investing your energy towards what you really value in your life as well. Understanding that if you're not getting that emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your life or fulfillment in your life from materialistic things, which I think we already talked about, it's because it's not, you know, the material things are not, they're not the right type of things that are going to scratch the itch that you have there in that sense. Does that make sense? So how is group 4's luck changing? How is group 4's luck changing? Whoa. We have the 9 of Wands. How is group 4's luck changing? We have the 7 of Swords. How is group 4's luck changing? We have the Empress. How is group 4's luck changing? Thought I flipped a card. Oh. The Ace of Swords reversed. How is group 4's luck changing? King of Cups. Okay. In the back, you have the 8 of Wands reversed for now. Okay, so the way your luck is changing, group 4, is that whatever frustration you've been feeling, I feel like it's now like changing things up, you know, because like I said, what we have talked about, I think like it's about shifting your perspective on things and really just allowing yourself to feel that gratitude, opening yourself up to healing and investing your energy towards what you really value in your life. You know, this I think like with this Ace of Swords in the reverse and the King of Cups here, I feel like any type of like emotional and spiritual fulfillment that you were not getting from material things, you're understanding now that you weren't getting them because those material things were not meant to fulfill you in those ways, you know. The only way you're going to get emotional and spiritual fulfillment is by finding that within yourself, finding that within, you know, attuning to what fills your cup emotionally, what fills your cup spiritually, things like that. And those things cannot be fulfilled with like a bag or a car or money, you know. Those things disappear. Those things are not permanent. Those things deteriorate, you know. You can't put a value on spiritual things. You can't put a value on emotion. And so that is kind of how your luck is changing. I see like with the Empress here, you're really nurturing yourself as well as the people around you. I think that you're starting to use your resources to really help those and benefit those that you truly care about, as well as like the collective of people that you are wanting to help as well. I think that this has a lot to do with what you do for a living, and I think it's going to be different for all of you as far as like what exactly that is. And it has a lot to do with you guys. I feel like some of you might have to do with like social media, although that might not be all of you. Like I said, it's going to be different for a lot of you. with the Nine of Wands here, it's almost like this energy of like you were so close to giving up, but you didn't. And I love that energy, you know. I want to get a little more detail, so let's shift these down here. But yeah, it's like you're finally able to see things now and just really understanding how, you know, filling your own cup before you fill other people's as well. You know, being really grateful for the things that you have and understanding just how fulfilling the things that you currently have in your life are. You know, how incredibly appreciative you are for all the things and how even more things are flowing in because of that. So, how is group 4's luck changing? Please elaborate. How is group 4's luck changing? How is group 4's luck changing? Death. How is group 4's luck changing? Page of Swords. How is group 4's luck changing? Whoa. World. How is group 4's luck changing? Whoa. How is group 4's luck changing? The Eight of Cups reversed. How is group 4's luck changing? Magician. In the back of your deck is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, group 4. So to add on to that, it's like, it's not like you woke up one day and this happened, right? This is like a transformation that's been happening, and it's like a rebirth, right? That you've been rising from the ashes, and it's been something that you have been working through avidly. I feel like this is something that you've been, you know, dedicating yourself, and you're finally seeing the closure of that. You know, maybe things that certain ideas and certain things that you've been wanting to learn and wanting to practice and implement into your life as far as like spiritual practices. I feel like you're going to try picking them up again, and that'll really help in terms of like moving more of your manifestations towards as well. I feel like too, it's really important for you to not forget other people when it comes to your abundances. If you really turn that, really turn your energy towards helping other people when you can, with all this abundance coming your way, because I do feel like you're going to have this opportunity to help those in a lesser situation. That'll really benefit you as well in terms of like bringing about more as well. So letting your skills and your resources or your interests benefit you, not necessarily like your material resources, but like your skills or time or energy, something like that. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be money, giving back, just to be clear, but being able to give back in that sense when the time comes is really going to, like I said, propel you forward to even more things. And I don't feel like I need to tell you that to like scold you or any type of way, but I do want to share it with you because it's being brought up twice now. But with this Death card, I do feel like you're already in alignment with that, you know, with this Great and Full card, and you're being overflowing with this abundance and this prosperity and this love and compassion. I feel like you're already that type of person to do that. You know what I mean? And I think that you're already that person with this kindness and this benevolence about you that I don't need to even say it, but yeah, with the world coming into play in the Page of Swords, like I said, it's just about you. Also aligning to something that you may have been feeling called to learn or put into practice. I feel like your knowledge is something novice in a certain thing that you've been wanting to do. And I think that you pursuing that and closing the chapter on it by pursuing it, I think that you're going to be able to also open doors in for other opportunities, if that makes sense. It feels like something that you may have walked away from before because maybe you weren't in the position to go after it, whether it be like because you were not emotionally ready, something like that. Now you're going to be able to pursue it. And I think that you've manifested this opportunity towards you, and understanding that you are in this Dumbledore space, this very much of like, you know, you have overcome all of these things. You've healed from your heartbreak or whatever this trauma may have been. And now you're in this powerful space of like, I can do whatever I put my mind and my heart and my soul to, because I am a badass wizard. Yes, you are, group 4. You totally are. And you're going to be able to do all the things. Yeah. You're just in flow with all of this. All of the things that you have been manifesting and attracting towards you. You're in flow with the divine. You're in flow with what lights your soul on fire. You're in flow with your heart space. It's just all connected, and I'm loving it for you. So that's how your life is changing, group 4. It's amazing. Let's get you advice and guidance now to finish off. Advice and guidance for group 4, please. We have allow yourself to connect with what you're passionate about. Yes, definitely. Advice and guidance for group 4, please. Knowledge and learning empower you. Yeah. So there's definitely something that you've been wanting to learn about and take on. There is another sign for it. You are capable of brilliant transformation. And yeah, you are, because you've been doing it. This is you just completing it out, especially with the world coming out with the death card. I feel like this is you finishing that transformation, and then you're going to start a whole new cycle again, you know. Advice and guidance for group 4, please. We have embrace your inner and outer beauty. Absolutely. Stepping into this magical power that you've been feeling. I feel like you're starting to really feel yourself as well. Stepping into that light of yours and letting it shine, you know, stepping into your confidence and letting it like spread out to the world, and you're magnetizing amazing things towards you in that same sense. Also, when you feel good on the inside and the outside, it really radiates and thus magnetizes amazing things towards you. It's like, what is that song? Is it Seven Rings? Yeah, I think Seven Rings might be a good song for you. When in doubt, ask for guidance. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask your guides or even fairies for guidance as well. In the back of your deck, follow your dreams and help will find you in unforeseen ways. Absolutely, group 4. Absolutely. Please do that, because I feel like you're on your way, because this is insanely amazing things coming towards you in terms of like how your luck is shifting, what is coming towards you and things like that. It's absolutely incredible and magical, and I'm really excited. Please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below what this is. I'm super excited to hear about it. If you are willing to share it with me, I would be oh so excited to hear about it. So let me know. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And I will also be dropping my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family there, where we have exclusive content and weekly energy readings not available here on YouTube. If you want to support me in that way, I appreciate you as well. And thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. I appreciate you all. I love you guys so, so much. Have a magical day or night whenever you watch this, and I'll see you soon. Bye!